nice to meet you. Would you mind introducing yourself?
What if I told you that your shoes are just as strong of a tool as your words to wholly introduce yourself?
Psychologist Nicole Squicciano refers to shoes as extensions on the corporeal ego. If you really think about it, shoes are the principal intersection between body and physical space. Shoes have literally walked with us throughout the history of human existence to encapsulate a person's identity. In the 18th century, high heels were worn by both women and men as an indication of a person's wealth and power. Later in the 19th century, women's boots that specifically covered the ankles meant decency and modesty, a reflection of the era's strict social norms. In countries like China and Japan, on the other hand, foot binding was a common cultural practice, an indication of feminine beauty. In the 20th century, sneakers, a type of footwear, became a means of youthful rebellion and counterculture. Because shoes are the embodiment of the tension between self-expression and social cultural expectations, they capture our existence and identity in the holistic sense. A 2012 study titled Shoes as a Source of First Impressions by Gilead et al. Is in support of this concept. They found that by looking at their shoes alone, participants were able to guess accurately 90% of the strangers' personality traits, including age, gender, social status, income, and so on. Many factors that constitute a person's identity is reflected in their choice of footwear. Yet, there is a lack of existing research into shoes and their implications on us as beings. Hi, I'm Coco, and as part of my project myfiDENTITY, today I'll be interviewing the people on the streets of Singapore to get them to guess a person's identity purely based on their footwear. And you, as viewers, are responsible for interpreting the outcome of these interviews. And together, we will be exploring the question, does our footwear accurately reflect who we are? So, hello. Thank you for agreeing to this interview on shoes and identity. Could I just confirm again for the record that you're comfortable having this interview shared on social media like YouTube, Instagram, and my project's website?
Yes.
Thank you. So, in this interview, I am going to ask you to look at a pair of shoes and then imagine the person wearing them. I'm going to ask you questions about the person you imagine. If you're uncomfortable answering any of the questions, feel free not to answer. Okay. So, here are the shoes. First question, what do you think is their age?
I think this is about 10 to 16.
30s.
And where do you think they are from?
Malaysia. I've seen a lot of Crocs in Malaysia, so I'm gonna think Malaysia.
I think they are from anywhere. To be honest, yeah, anywhere. Anyone can wear this kind of shoes.
What do you think is their occupation, their job?
Their job? I think they are still a minor. Yeah.
Could be shop owners. Like I had to take off their shoes a lot for work, so I'm guessing that that.
And what would be 3 words you would use to describe them as a person?
Practical, tidy, and personalizable. Like they like personality. I don't know how to say that word. Sorry.
Comfortable, sweet, and casual.
Okay, and moving on to questions about their footwear. Where do you think they got this footwear from?
They got from Crocs.
Like a Crocs store?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe an online store, I think. Yeah.
A mall, like where you have a shoe store in it. And it's because nowadays more and more places you have like this little collectible, so one of us mall has lots of options.
And how long do you think they have been wearing this footwear?
I think they've been wearing it for like 1 or 2 years because Crocs just become popular like recently. Yeah.
Could be years. This specific period, yeah, I'm thinking years. Yeah.
And what may be 3 reasons they choose to wear this footwear?
It's good in like very humid weather, like you guys are having here. You can take off on and off there very quickly, and you can like do some heavy lifting with it. As in, like if something fall on it, hopefully it will protect you a bit because it's plastic, I think.
The first thing is it's definitely very comfortable and it casual and it's easy to use in every occasion.
And finally, do you think footwear is an accurate representation of a person?
Yes, same way as like a pet can be an accurate representation of a person, or like a favorite accessory or something.
Absolutely yes, because like the shoes is representative for our character. So if we choose a nice shoes that fit our characteristic, it will be very good for the other people to look at us. Yeah.
Okay, so here are the shoes. First question, what do you think is their age?
17, 18, 19.
I see, so a teenager. What do you think is their occupation?
Probably studying, full-time student.
What may be 3 words you would use to describe them as a person? The words could be objects, places, activities, personalities, etc.
Comfortable. Hold on. Maybe sporty, comfortable, and hardworking.
And moving on to questions about their footwear, where do you think they got this footwear from?
Probably physical store or online, Nike. Yeah.
How long do you think they have been wearing this footwear?
A few months or a year.
What may be 3 reasons they choose to wear this footwear?
Maybe because of the brand, the color, or the comfortability.
And finally, do you think footwear is an accurate representation of a person?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, self-expression.
So, here are the shoes.
Where are the shoes?
First question, what do you think is their age?
About 40 years old.
This is just feet. I don't know, maybe in their 30s, 40s?
Where do you think they are from?
Maybe Southeast Asia.
They could be from anywhere. I'd just say Singapore. Yeah.
What do you think is their occupation?
Occupation? I'm assuming they have to be on their feet quite a lot. Maybe in like in a warehouse or F&B or retail, even construction, just anywhere where you have to be on your feet.
I don't know, industry workers.
And what do you think are 3 words you would use to describe them as a person?
I would say maybe sick. Looks like sick fits. I don't know, like maybe poor. Yeah. And I don't know.
I'd say maybe they work hard. They need a manicure. I'm sorry. They're very earnest, maybe. And they're down to earth, yeah.
And what may be 3 reasons you think they choose to stay bare feet?
3 reasons to stay bare feet. Maybe they can't afford shoes, or I don't know, maybe they just... This is a hard one.
Oh, so one of the reasons maybe they have no choice. Another reason it's they want to be close to nature, to be in a spiritual manner close to the earth. And the last one, I don't know, maybe they have some issue to find the right pair of shoes.
And finally, do you think footwear is an accurate representation of a person?
No. It can show your identity. You can share a bit what you like, what you aspire to be, but it doesn't reflect exactly who you are.
I don't think so. I think that footwear or the lack of it doesn't really reflect them properly, because the lack of footwear completely changes everything. Maybe based on footwear, like I can guess like if they're in a tropical country or somewhere like really cold, but the lack of it just stumps me. Yeah, because you don't see that every day.
Thank you. And finally, I am now going to play the voice recording of the owner of this footwear, or I guess the person who chooses to stay bare feet. What is your name and how do you spell it?
Ziggy, Zigii. I'm 9. I'm from Innisfail. I'm a junior ranger.
And what are 3 words to describe you as a person? The words could be objects, places, activities, personalities, etc.
Going on country and fishing.
I want to ask you why you choose to go bare feet instead of wearing shoes.
So I can feel the sand in my toes.
Okay. And you like that?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you like that?
Because wearing shoes aren't that comfortable.
And do you think not wearing shoes is like you?
Yes.
Why?
Because I don't wear shoes.
And does that relate to, I don't know, like does it feel like you when you don't wear shoes?
Yes.
Could you elaborate on how so? Or not really?
Not really.
Not really. It's just that.
It was a child. I was completely off. Wow. So he's just like playing in the beach in the sand. Wow. Okay, good for him. Good for him.
I think you answered this question, but did you imagine a person like this when you saw?
No, not at all. Not at all. I was thinking maybe a little bit, but I don't know. I don't look at enough people's feet to guess their age. Like the age completely changes it. Yeah.
I imagine the person older.
Older.
Yeah.
So the age is something you got wrong. But yeah, you were
I'm
pretty.
surprised, actually, when I see the feet now, yeah, makes sense.
It's Enrique, spelled with a Henrique. I'm 23. I'm from Brazil, and I'm a software engineer. 3 words to describe me. Okay, I'll say calm, positive, and an object would be like a chair. I think I got it from Hype DC. It's like the shoe store. Maybe it was 4 months ago.
And what may be 3 reasons you choose to wear this footwear?
3 reasons. It's comfortable. It's very flexible with the colors, and I just like them. I like the way they look.
Do you think your footwear is an accurate representation of yourself? And why or why not?
I don't think it is. I don't think it can really encompass my full identity with what I wear. And I often wear a lot of different kind of shoes, so it's not really a representation of my identity. I feel like it's just something that I just wear.
Did you imagine a person like this when you saw their footwear?
Kinda, yeah. Yeah, kind of.
My name is Dani Nemhard, DaniNembhard. My age is old. I'm from Jamaica. And my occupation, currently I'm a doctoral researcher or a PhD candidate.
What are 3 words to describe you as a person? The words could be objects, places, activities, personalities, etc.
Wow. Okay, I'd say open-minded, an abolitionist or activist, and black. I'm black. I'm blacker than black.
Okay.
That's the word. Yes, deep down. I got this footwear from a store in a town called Yungabara, which is north of Cairns in the Atherton Tablelands. I've been wearing them since April of 2023.
And what are 3 reasons you choose to wear this footwear?
Crocs are all-terrain shoes. They're good for fieldwork, they're good to wear in my house, they're good to wear in my garden. They're comfortable and they support my arches.
Do you think your footwear is an accurate representation of yourself? Why or why not?
100%, 100% they are a representation of me. They're very applicable, useful, functional, which I guess I describe myself as. A little bit, they're not entirely well taken care of, which is another thing. And they're just easy to be around, which I think I am. They're easy to wear. I think I'm an easygoing, easy to wear person.
Okay.
Totally different from my imagination.
So you sort of answered my last question, which was like, did you imagine a person like this when you saw this footwear?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No, and she sounded younger than what I imagined she would be, and the skin color was wrong in my head. I thought she would be like more like a Malaysian person, would like more like not clearer skin than what she is, and she obviously is working in a different kind of occupation, but still the idea of practicality is still in there. So I had a little thing right, a little bit.
Yep. And that's it for this interview. And thank you so much for your time.